you ready for Sue?
Yes.
All right, it is 9:30 Monday morning, the 26th day of September, and we'll open up this public hearing dealing with the fiscal year 2016-2017 proposed budget. Any comments? Hey, Sammy, how you doing today? Any comments from anybody? Any concerns from anybody? We'll wait a minute or so, make sure we don't, before we close the hearing. Everybody have a good weekend?
Thankful for the rain.
All right, we'll ask one more time. Any comments, questions, concerns on the proposed budget? Okay, we'll close this hearing at 9:31, and we will call the the special session of Commissioners Court at 9:31 a.m., 26th day of September. Let the record show Larry Hulsey, John Curtis, Danny Chambers, Kenneth Wood, and Don Krantz are all present. Item number 1 on the agenda, discuss and approve and adopt fiscal year budget 2016-2017. I think we all have the greatest version of 923. Any questions or discussion, Brian and I can try to answer.
Judge, Commissioners, this has been a long process. We began discussing this back in April and have worked through numerous workshops, one-on-one meetings with department heads. I know the judge and myself have answered specific questions from each one of you, and we've tried to respond with a clear vision that this court wanted to communicate. As the judge specified Friday, I gave you the latest proposed budget that you have in front of you, which took into account all the changes, recommendations, and things that you wanted to see. The latest budget did not change the overall numbers. We just simply reduced contingency to restore some payroll numbers into the road and bridge area. So we feel like that this is the best budget from a conservative standpoint, prudent standpoint for the county. It's going to be a challenging budget, to be sure, and we have some challenges ahead of us. But I feel like that it's one that with some work and a lot of teamwork from all the departments across the board, it's one that we can meet.
Any questions or discussion at all? Well, I guess I'd entertain a motion in a second, and then I'll take a record vote. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
As we move forward.
I'll make a motion that we approve the proposed budget for 2017.
16-17.
And I move that the property taxes be levied and increased by about.
We just got to do the budget first.
Okay,
Yeah, we'll do taxes next.
so I made the motion.
All right, I have a motion to adopt the fiscal year budget 2016-2017 budget by John. Do I have a second? Second. I have a second by Kenneth, so we'll take a record vote. Larry, how do you vote? For? John, how do you vote?
For.
I vote for. Kenneth, how do you vote? For. Kenneth votes for. Don, how do you vote? For. I have Don vote for. That's 5 for, 0 against. So the budget is accepted and adopted. So now we'll move on to item number 2. Discuss, take action on adoption of the tax rate for fiscal year 2016-2017, which, if I misquote, straighten me out here, Brian, is .46159 per $100 valuation.
Yes, sir.
Do we have any questions or discussion that maybe I can try to, or Brian can answer?
just for clarification, that 4.46159 is all for maintenance and operations. We are not having any tax collection for debt service.
Well, do we have a motion to accept the proposed tax rate?
So moved.
I have a motion by John. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second by Kenneth. Any further questions or discussion? We'll take another record vote. Would you like me to read this order actually into the record?
Just the highlighted parts,
Actually discuss it, okay. So let's see if we move it, and if we do, then I have a motion by John, a second by Kenneth. Larry, how do you vote?
For.
For. John, how do you vote?
For.
I, Danny Chambers, vote for. Kenneth, how do you vote? For. For. Don, how do you vote? For. So we have 5 for, 0 against. So whereas the proper notice and required hearing, the following motion was offered by Commissioner John Curtis and seconded by Commissioner Kenneth Wood. Move that property tax be levied and increased by adopting tax rate of .46159 per hundred valuation for the 2016 tax year. Now therefore be it ordered by Commissioners Court of Somervell County.
Sir.
Thank you, gentlemen. I guess you pass that down to Michelle. We'll move on to item number 3. Discuss, take action on the RFPs to replace damaged bridge at Squaw Valley Golf Course, which happened during the flood. Wayne is here if we have any questions for him. John, I think you and Larry's done a lot of investigation into this.
In working with FEMA, we are required to have 3 bids on the cost for removal and reconstruction to the original condition of the bridge that was damaged. And that's what this request is for, to go out 4 bids for that purpose. Now, with that being said, the determination of whether or not those bids will be accepted or implemented for that will have to be determined as we proceed on.
All right. So you're just requesting we go up RFPs, actually look at it?
Correct.
Okay. Well, do we have a motion to do that?
Yes.
I have a motion by Larry to go out for RFPs to replace the damaged bridge at Squaw Valley Golf Course. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second by John. Do we have any further questions or discussion? All in favor of said motion? That's 5 for, 0 against. Item number 4, discuss, take action on the schoolhouse at Heritage Park. Celeste, if you'd like to go to the podium. And Larry, I think you had maybe some comments or questions. I'm not for sure.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Hold on. Go ahead.
You want me to go ahead? I'm here to ask you to replace the roof on the old schoolhouse. It has received a lot of damage both in the inside and the outside. Kind of want to go over that.
Can you make sure your mic is turned off, Celeste? Sorry, is it right? Is it loud on?
There you go.
There you go. Now we get you recorded.
First of all, I want to let you know, I don't want to reconstruct, I just want to preserve. So inside the schoolhouse where the floor is rotted and the frames around the door have a lot of poor wood, it's because of the roof. And the roof is a major problem in the schoolhouse. When you go inside the schoolhouse, you can actually see the sky. The reason it's leaking is because at one point there was a little arbor over the doors, the steps that enter the schoolhouse, and it's been removed, so the water's just leaking in, and that's where most of the damage is. I don't think it would cost a whole lot to have that repaired. It's just a few boards inside and a few boards, not the whole floor at all. Like I say, I want to preserve the original as much as possible. But the roof, on the other hand, really does need to be replaced. And I'm recommending a metal roof to match the other roofs that we see at Heritage Park, so that it has more of a uniform, look and will withstand many, many years and help to preserve our little schoolhouse. On another note, I have been scrambling around trying to get ideas, and I've had a commitment by the school, the high school, to help build the stage. Remember I talked to you about the old stage that used to be on the side of the schoolhouse. And I'm looking for wood that is, when people are tearing down buildings and stuff, the old wood. And I have some, but if you all know of any other, I think that would be ideal for putting, yes, sir.
Mr. McFall was asked in the last meeting if he had any old wood, because he has some old buildings on the property, and he indicated that he would supply or have some
Oh,
wood.
that's wonderful. That's wonderful. And Tom Osborne as well had some old wood, and I think to reconstruct the steps so that they're sturdier with that and the stage would give it that more vintage look and give it an overall appearance, the appearance we're looking for. And I'm asking the court for help with the roof and just the wood inside, which is not very much. It's something close to my heart, and this is our forefathers. It's been a community center, a church. People were married there. I mean, it's been a schoolhouse. It's been a place where people came together. And the most important thing, it's our grandfathers and great-grandfathers that actually built that schoolhouse and actually made the original furniture that was in that schoolhouse. And I feel like it needs to be preserved. Would you like to say anything about it, Billy or Sam?
All right.
But anyway, I'm asking for help with that.
Kenneth and I went to Friday, and I don't think it's a whole lot for metal roofing. At one time, he was talking about donations.
I've tried, I'm not getting the support. I'm going to try and see if I can, I'm going to try to hit some people I know in roofing and see if we
Well,
can
I
get
can
that.
get a hold of the roofer.
I would appreciate
I don't think it costs a whole lot to get a roof on it. But again, our funds is thinking
And I totally understand that. I also worry that with all the things we're taking away from the people in our county right now and the way they're feeling about it, maybe doing something positive for the community would really mean a whole lot. Showing that you're trying toward, because I know times are tough right now with money. Very, very tough. They're tough all over. There's people who've lost their jobs, people who've had hours cut. It's just tough all over. But I just think the community needs something. Say, we're still out there, we're still trying to do our best to keep it all together during these tough times.
We want to get over the roof and
See what it
money.
costs.
Yeah, we
What
need
kind of
to
money
ask
we're
him.
going. And also, I'd like, as a commissioner, I'd like to see someone else, it's an organization or a foundation or something, to take the buildings.
To take the buildings
Well,
down.
besides Commissioner's Court. Because it takes a passion for that. I don't think
No, it's absolutely a passion. My grandson woke up this morning, he goes, "Grandma, I don't know where you get these ideas." He goes, "But you're killing us all." I'm like, it's a passion.
the historical commission, we got, we budget for the historical commission. Someone else needs to get involved, so that's cool.
Yes, I would appreciate that as well. Because we need, those houses belong to the entire community. And it should be set up where a certain organization is in charge of the gardening around it And I've had people offer to take over the gardening around that area. There needs to be someone who takes care and does the maintenance. And I think that would be a wonderful idea if we had certain groups adopt particular houses. For example, the telephone house, perhaps Windstream would adopt the telephone house. But I think that is a great plan of action.
I think what I'm hearing, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, is that maybe we can look at a roofer, see what the roof would cost, see what the wood would cost around the door and the floor, and then as things move forward for us, maybe we can see what we, on that end, and then you can see what you could do on donations. Is that what I'm hearing, Larry, or is that,
Yes.
am I right or wrong?
What's the floor square footage?
I don't know. What would you say, Tony,
It's
about?
Probably
30 by
40, maybe?
Yeah, 30, 20 by 30, maybe 800 feet, less than that.
Less than 1,000 square.
But we don't want all that floor replaced. It's just little areas.
You do
of
want the
floor.
whole roof.
But I do need the whole roof replaced, because the whole roof is the problem. It's the whole problem of why we're needing to replace the wood inside. We need awnings over those doors, and I am working with the high school, if I can get some wood donated to make the stairs, to make the stage. I feel like it's an educational project, and it grabs the children and puts them back into the community. So maybe if they work in the community, maybe they won't destroy things at Heritage Park. I mean, that's very long.
Well, do we want to leave it where you'll talk to a roofer, just see what,
I'll see.
and I know it's been 14 years, but it looks like back in '02 when they discussed this, they were looking at cedar shakes for 3,300, and they were looking at metal for 1,800, and they wound up going with cedar shakes.
Yeah, I read that and I don't understand it.
They look older than 14 years.
Really? Maybe they just replaced a few?
It's 2002.
It doesn't seem like it's.
Yeah, they look old.
They look like
Yeah.
they've been packed.
And maybe that's what they did, patch the roof.
When you're inside the building, you can see the sky, right? I mean, it's a natural, natural light in the house.
The home building had Tennessee bean groove on the end. That shouldn't be really expensive, but it don't.
My goal for that, for Heritage Park, I think Heritage Park is a very unusual park. When I had my event there were so many people who called me from all over Texas wanting to have another event. They said that was the best place ever. But those buildings are sitting there, they're deteriorating, they're not being used. And I had person after person tell me how wonderful it was that they could actually go inside the buildings for the first time. And I feel like if we could get people to adopt each of the buildings and really restore them, we could use one for concession. Maybe we could even rent one out for family reunions. And, I want to keep the school as an educational tool, though.
Are you gonna go forward with trying to get people to adopt the buildings to maintain them, or how, then we have to get the legalities figured out, but
Yes, I'd be willing to help you with that. I absolutely would. I just think we're going to lose those buildings. If y'all trust me to do that.
I'd like to work with you with the high school folks, maybe that becoming a high school project on the school building on an annual, continual basis of maintenance and upkeep. Some way incorporate that into their curriculum.
They actually do have a math class. They have their math class coordinated with their shop class, and actually building stairs is one of their very first project. But also in doing this, I think it will teach kids about preserving. And a lot of times they teach new construction, but they don't teach preservation, and that's a whole different thing. And I think it's very unusual and very good for the kids. Because if we teach them to preserve now, they'll start appreciating what they have. But if we don't do anything now, we won't have anything to preserve later.
well, let us do some research on our end. Of course, we have to come back to the court before we spend any money at all, before we see what we can get together some more facts, put together, and then I will call R.C. McFall and talk to him about the wood, because he did make that comment. See what he can do about getting some hauled over there.
Okay.
All right.
And I appreciate your time and your interest and for giving me
You bet.
the podium today. Thank you.
Thank you, Celeste. Any further questions or discussion on the school at all? Kenneth, I guess it's your turn.
But while we're in session, let's go ahead, I need y'all to sign this official tax rate order.
Taking out the notes. Ready?
Yes, sir. Motion to adjourn this meeting.
I have a motion by Kenneth,
Second.
I have a second by Don. All in favor of said motion. That's 5 for, 0 against. Thank you all very much. We'll go from there.